This movie puts the shit in batshit crazy. And for those of you who have seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is one I've been wanting to do for a while. I went and specifically saw this movie, The Visit, M. Night Shyamalan's latest thing, movie thing, whatever. I have to say, before I go into any tirades or any craziness that I'm going to yell about the movie, that I don't hate M. Night Shyamalan like so many people apparently do. And I know there's been crappy movies and stuff. There's been dumb ones that people hated. There's been some that have been called the worst movie ever. And I have seen the worst movie ever. It's not by M. Night Shyamalan. I guess to start about the film, let's talk a little bit about why I do like M. Night Shyamalan. A friend of mine dragged me to the movie theaters to see The Sixth Sense, and I thought it was a good movie. I still think it's a really good movie. I mean, it's a great, like, thriller. It's got a lot of suspense in it, paranormal aspect to it, and there's a big twist at the end. And a lot of people are like, it's a twist. I'm like, well, yeah, but it's a fun twist. That's the thing. And even if you've seen it a million times, it's still got a lot of emotional resonance to it, and it's still fun. So The Visit, it revolves around the story about two kids. Their names are Rebecca and Tyler, and their mother's going to be sending them to their grandparents for a week. Grandparents who their mother Paula has been estranged from for about 15 years because there was a big fiasco with the guy that she ended up marrying. Apparently he was like her teacher or something like that, and it's just really weird and creepy. Said husband ended up leaving Paula because he, I don't know, was upgrading to a younger model or something, and then took off to California with said hoe. Paula gets in touch with her parents online because they're interested in getting in contact with her as well, and they corresponded a little bit, and Paula's apparently got this new boyfriend. They want to go do something, and the kids are all like, yeah, send us off to our grandparents that we've never met before so you and your boyfriend can get more acquainted. Even though our dad just split and everything, we might have some emotional baggage because of that. Just abandon us with people that we've never known before, but you say are cool because you guys just stopped talking for some reason that you won't tell us about. And that reason is like the main focus of this whole movie, because it's done in the found footage format. Rebecca, she's an aspiring filmmaker. She's going to do a documentary about her mother's parents and the issues that they have, and maybe trying to rebuild the relationship and showing it, documenting it on film. So, you know, it's not totally out of the realm of possibility. I know a lot of found footage tries to set it up a little bit better than that, but, you know, it's not that crazy. But then again, you're like, oh yeah, let's just send the fucking kids off. And, you know, I know I haven't talked to my parents for a long time, and for some reason they haven't talked to me either, but I'm going to drop the kids off out there. And not only that, it's not that. It's the mom puts the kids on a train and is just like, see ya, hope you come back, I guess. So that's one of the issues I have with it, is that that's a weird setup to begin with. But anyways, let's go a little bit more into the story. So Rebecca and Tyler, they take the train out to wherever, and they get off it. And there's just some old people holding the sign out to say like, hey Rebecca, hey Tyler, it's us, come stay with us. That's so weird in today's day and age, because they tell you now, don't even put on Facebook that you're going on vacation, because robbers might see it and be like, oh, let's hit the house or something. You know, I don't know, maybe those people from the movie Taken are all like cruising people's Facebook, like, who's dropping their kids off? We'll be waiting at the train station with old people to steal them. And it's just a question of like, Who does that? Why wouldn't the mom want to go and at least hang out for a day and take the train back the next day and make sure everything's cool? Anyway, so the kids get there to the grandparents' house, and things are pretty good the first day. They seem like warm, nice people. You get to see a little bit of Rebecca's side about how she's trying to direct everything and trying to control the whole environment. And then we have Tyler, who this is we'll just talk about Tyler for a second. I do like the character. I think that the actor was good. I just hated everything else about him. And everybody was like, in the critiques of this, are like, oh, Tyler's so charming, just with his Diamond Stylist or whatever his name was as his rapper name for YouTube. It was just so funny. And I'm like, how old and white is everybody that watched this fucking movie? I hated Tyler's dialogue in the movie. It was like it was written by somebody's dad who was trying to be cool in the 90s. Like, have you guys seen Wayne's World? You remember the part where Noah Vanderhoff was all like, hey, you want to hear my new commercial? Come bust the move where games are played. It's chill, it's fresh, it's Noah's Arcade. Who wrote this? It makes no sense to me that someone would be so out of touch with like culture and everything that they would write a kid so he sounded like he was in the band Crisscross. So anyways, hated that dialogue part. However, the kid was great. I mean, he was a really good actor. He did a great job. So I really have to emphasize that, because normally what I'm pissed about in movies is there's like a decent story, there's decent effects, the production was done well, but the actors sucked. In this, I'm gonna say the actors were great, the production was great. I fucking hated the story and the direction that it went in. Okay, first day, like I said, was great. Awesome. The kids were having a good time and everything, and like, oh, me grandmom just made me some muffins and whatnot. Let's eat that. Oh, breakfast is going to be at 8:30 sharp in the morning. How wonderful. Okay, cool. Only thing is, at night, things start to go a little weird. They discover that the grandma is up running around at night doing some like exorcist crab walky crazy shit and like vomiting in the corners and stuff naked. But the kids are just like, grandma's naked and barfing in the corner, and that's totally fine. Old people are just gross and like leaky. Who would do that? If I saw that shit when I was a kid, I would freak out. We're obviously not going for realism in this movie. The kids start seeing strange, erratic behavior from both grandparents. The grandfather is forgetting things. He's saying he needs to be certain places that just, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, he's getting dressed for an event. I think it was Rebecca's talking to him while he's getting dressed up, and he says, I need to take the train to go to this event. And she asks, oh, well, you know, what is this thing that you're going to? And then he starts to kind of fall apart. It sets it up to be people who have Alzheimer's or dementia. So you begin to kind of roll with that. But I think that the issue with it is that the Alzheimer's and dementia thing is stressed so much, and that these people have dementia so severely bad that we're just supposed to accept all sorts of insane shit. I mean, like, how many fucking liberties can you take in a movie? I know it's a horror. I know we have to, like, suspend our disbelief and everything. It's fiction, but Jesus Christ, are you just gonna fucking throw anything in there? I'm so mad about this movie. I didn't prepare a whole lot. I'm just venting about it. I'm gonna wrap it up pretty quick here about some things that I did like. First off, I like the way that it was filmed. I'm a fan of found footage. I'm a fan of first person. I like that. It just adds an aspect of unpredictability to it. I thought the acting was excellent. The grandparents were they were just perfect. The way they tried to portray their characters and going back and forth between like a sane and coherent mind frame to a what the fuck is going on, batshit crazy kind of mind frame. It was just done so well. And then the other thing was, you know, the setup of the found footage thing. It's not found footage, you know. It's the setup of a documentary being made, and the believability that that would actually happen. Because a lot of times when you're seeing the first person genre, you know, you're like, who the fuck would film that? Who's gonna do that? Who's gonna be like, I'm gonna look at my watch. Well, let's move it right out here so, you know, we can see it perfectly. Nobody does that in real life. But this was at least set up like something that would actually happen with somebody who is interested in making a film, you know, and that's what Rebecca's role in the whole thing was. I liked how creepy everything got. The grandmother, just her crazy spells, seriously, are just eerie. You know, chasing the kids under the house. Oh God, that part freaked me out. And that brings me to the other part that I liked. There were some very good scares in it. It's a very good level of suspense that was sustained through a majority of the film. And then I feel like, it's a Shyamalan film. Am I really going to push it by saying there's kind of a twist? And I like that about his movies. I like that I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting to find out what is really going on. I'm waiting to figure out what's happening. And a lot of people think it's a stupid trope or something, but I enjoy it. So I guess my overall review of The Visit is just that I'm annoyed that somebody is going to write this kind of movie where you've got a kid who is supposed to be representing kids of today, and I don't really think he did. Not because he didn't do his job well, because I think he did a great job acting. I just thought the storytelling was stupid, and it sounded like someone who grew up in the 90s and was like, hey man, I know how kids talk now. I thought that the kids were too accepting of the situation, because that makes no sense to me why anybody would think that that's okay, or wouldn't fucking call their parents and be like, get me the fuck out of this insane, crazy madhouse. You know, my grandmother's running around naked at night, pissing and puking in the corners and shit. Fuck this place. And, yeah. Yeah, so anyways, whenever this shows up on Netflix or something, watch it. I wouldn't rent it. Fuck it. I'm done with this fucking review. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I was very upset. Predictable, stupid, dumb. There were parts of it that I did like, and I only talked about them because I feel like I'm shitting all over this movie. And I'm out.